and we'll go. Good afternoon, traders. Welcome to the free weekly outlook. As somebody already posted, you guys can help other traders get the link to this one if you go to my Facebook page. I think all of you know the Facebook page. If you go to the Facebook page, the link is at the top. I don't know if this is the last webinar or if there's one more for that link. If not, I will post a new one and it will be on my Facebook page. So for the next, I will post 5 more. For the next one, I post 1 more, and then after that, I'll post it for 4 or 5 more because I wouldn't be afraid doing TradingView for so fast. I may post the link on TradingView in my profile, but I wouldn't be posting charts on TradingView. Not as yet. Not until a month or so from now. I have no intentions of being there so early. And there are a lot of stuff going on right now. So let's go straight into the webinar. It would be good if you can help other traders to get this webinar. You can share the YouTube link because then they will see it. My main purpose of doing this is that it could help somebody out there, and it has been helping a lot of people from the feedback I'm getting. Right? So you can take the responsibility of helping somebody else to get it. That's the only purpose, honestly. So let's go. It's up to other people to think what they want, but that's why I do it. Let's go. I opened this chart so that you can see there is a good potential for a short-term trade here. You guys don't miss that one. It's a short-term trade. I'll come to it back again. Let's go with dollar index. Let's start. Dollar index. Remember last week we said dollar index has to do 2 things. Let's go to the daily. It has to do 2 things. It has to either go back up and break this top here and go. We had that trend line, break out of that trend line, go, or bounce off of the trend line and come down. And they did the opposite. They bounced off of the trend line to the downside, which is possible. So if you look at the weekly charts, I want to bring up the weekly charts for you guys because this is what we were looking at. We were looking at a possibility of this getting to that 270, which means we were expecting this to go 1 more up, and that did not happen. Right? They didn't go 1 more up, and they're breaking the trend line. That is significant. Breaking the trend line is significant, but for them to actually change the direction of this whole thing, they have to make a correction. You notice what they will do. If you look at the charts very carefully, you'll see this. We have 1 move up and we have a 3-wave correction here. All of this would be 1 move up. And if this is in any case, if that is going to, 2 things dollar index can do now. It can go into bigger consolidation here and make 1 more up. I think that is likely what it could do. This consolidation will take a very long time. If you look at this one took a couple months, I think, if not years. We can decide how long that one took. That one took about 805 days. That's a couple years, right? So we can go into long-term consolidation in here, which means we can sell it down. We can buy it up and we can sell it down again. That is if they make a 3-wave correction. They don't necessarily have to make a 3-wave correction. So the correction could be 5 waves. It could be anything, triangle. It could be any kind of pattern in here, but it's going to be a huge pattern. Now, I think this one to the upside looks like it's over. That will be confirmed if we get a correction here, a correction that is something like this. And then they make this move down, which means you want a correction something like this here. See this correction here? You want a correction something like that, or you want a correction something like this. And the next move down. If they make that correction and make a move down, that confirms the start of this correction. Right? Don't go into the technical as to why, because that's a whole long story if you don't understand wave theory, but just take it for that. So what we're looking for here now is watch this move as it's going down. When it starts to make that big pullback, it will break the trend line. It will make a big pullback, and they may make more of a structure in here, something like a 3-wave or a 5-wave going up, something like this they could do. We may get some more downside. We could get something like this and then the downside. If we get this structure and not going back up, this confirms a yearly corrective structure in the making. Why is that important? It's important because now it's easier to trade. If you're in a range and you know what it's going to do, you start trading the moves down, the moves up, the moves down again. Whether it's 5-wave, whether it's 3-wave, you know it's in a correction, yearly correction. You trade every one of those up and down. And that is easy trading. I mean, seriously, that's easy trading because you know what it's doing, right? So would this be easy trading for us? Yes, you can wait for a 4-hour pullback. Don't try to sell this at the bottom here. If you're in that trade, you may want to get a break even because you're going to look for a pullback. right? And then you can look for more. And if they give you this short-term pullback to drop some more, you take that trade. Eventually, remember I said they're going to make a deeper pullback. So when you take a trade for sell now, take your profit. Decide where you want to take profit and take your profit, because every impulse now to the downside could be the very last impulse before you get a deeper correction. That is why I start with a weekly chart so you guys could see it. This first impulse going down, it will stop at some point, and it's already pretty low. So you may want to be careful. I think we have more impulse down. We'll get a correction and more downside. This itself will start correcting very soon. This one will start correcting, like this one corrected, like that one corrected. This will start correcting very soon. And if you wait for that, you get a nice impulse down. Can you buy it to the upside? You can, but it's dangerous. If you don't have the skill level to do it, don't do it. If you have the skill level, you can give it a try, right? But that is more experience in managing that trade. Not that it will not go, it will take you out 3 times before it gets to the target. You just have to have the experience to manage it. And if you do, you're good. Euro did the same thing. 2 things we wanted Euro to do. Either bounced off of this and go down, and those of you who took the sale, we were in that sell. You remember, if you took that sell, you got out of the sell somewhere here or somewhere here, right? We closed our sell and we realized it's changing direction. We realized that they're going to do 2 things. They're going to either make a deeper correction. Remember, this was a buy last week. Anybody took that buy? If any one of you took that buy, you did wonderful. We closed our sell and we're looking for that buy to pull here and go down, right? There's a lag. Let's take a pause here, and only those who are getting the lag, type me a Y. Anybody else having a lag? We're getting 3 people only. I think the 3 of you need to refresh on your side, or if it's like 10 people, the 10 of you need to refresh. It could be on your side, because the majority of people are not having lag. We only need those who are getting lag, so just about 10 people. So you guys maybe log off, log on back again, and see your internet, because the rest is okay, right? Okay, thank you. We have 240 people. We don't need everybody to say no. We just need the people who are getting the lag. So it's your internet, or log off and log on back. I'll try to see what I can do for that. So on the 4-hour, we're above this trend line, just like the dollar index. And this is telling, because this could go, right? Once they broke this trend line, the next big trend line, the next big obstacle you have is this trend line, right? And you can see that this trend line, when they come here, we're expecting them to break out. But first, they will have to pull back to this here. And if they pull back here, that would be a great trade. You can go with that trade to the upside. Can they break this to a deeper pullback and then go? Possible. So let's go look at that, see which one of those options are looking good. Right now, the number one thing you want to do when you get this, if you get this, is get it back to this level. If you're going to take the sell, same thing. If you have the skill level, you take the sell. Take that trade. And when it comes to this trend line at any point, watch to see if they're going to break or if they're going to bounce. Just move your stops. Don't take off the trade. Let the trade take you out. Right now, this short one is going to end. You can see that, right? They just make moves up and then they pull back and they make moves and they pull back and they can make another move, right? At some point, they will come back deep and then go. Not necessarily this one, but you can trade, right? Can you trade that to the downside? It becomes dangerous again, because it's against the trend. It's a corrective trade. Not that that wouldn't be a good one. Sometimes you're lucky in the first impulse down, you get a move down, you get a flag here. You take this trade and it drops 100 or 200 pips before they start doing this and then drop back and then go, right? I think you've all seen that correction. So yes, if you get a move down at some point, if you're in this trade, you better take profit or move your stops, because that is not sustainable. At some point, this starts to come down back. I'm looking now for the sell set up for that trade, and then we will see whether it's going to go back up. Now, can this continue to pulse up very small? Like this morning in our trading room, we saw that possibility. I'm not interested in that trade. It's the last piece of the trade at the top. Should you be interested? No, it's a waste of time. It's a good trade, but it doesn't give you good risk to reward. You would have to put a stop here, you would get in the trade here, and this is all it goes. That's not good trading, right? That good trading is when you get a trade that has potential to go 10 to 1. And if you get 5 to 1 out of it, you're good. Right, that's it. So what is the next big trade in? Let this correct. We will sell the correction, because you would get 2 or 3 to 1, and then we would look for the move to the upside. So if you go back to the 4-hour, you can see that impulse needs to correct. They always correct. They always pull back. They always pull back. They will always pull back. So there's a pullback coming, and then there's a next trade to the upside. Pang, we were expecting it to break last week. It didn't break. We were expecting it to break during the week. It didn't break. And it's still not breaking. This pattern eventually breaks down, but it's still not breaking. But the more they crawl up, I love this, the more they crawl up, the stronger that breaks come. So you don't want to miss this move here. There's a 90% chance this thing breaks to the downside. 1 in 10, these patterns go up. On an average, not exactly, but on an average, 1 in 10, 1 in 12, they go up. Most times they break to the downside. And the reason we think it's going to go, it hasn't changed. It's from last week. We're still looking at this as a 1, 2, 3 correction. 1, 2, 3 wave correction. Now, can they make 4 and 5? Very possible. So we will trade this down here first, trade that down, and then we will wait to see what they do in here if we're going to get that. Most likely, you may get them go. And Pang does have one more down move. If you look at the weekly, you can see that, right? Pang looks like a correction here. And one more down before they start going up. I don't think the upside has started as yet. We're looking for more downside and then the upside. Yeah, like an ABC here, an A, a B, and a C, but we are looking for a WXYZ so far because we think it could be a more complicated structure. Don't bother very much about that. That changes. This possible could change. We are looking at this right now in our trading room for a possible 1, 2, 3, and one more up. If this structure falls, we will change that. That is just potential forecast. That's not the labeling as yet. So look for a sell setup in the Pang. The buys could happen. It could go up some more. I think so. Not interesting. The buy is not interesting now to us. Interesting is the sell, because if this starts to fall, you don't want to miss it. If it goes up, you can see the way it's going up, right? Not interesting trading, right? How do I know there's one more down? That's what I've been doing all the time. Forecasting the charts using the patterns that they're making, right? It's a long process, not a question I can answer here. Aussie breaking out. We're still expecting Aussie to come here. We would like to see Aussie come, finish the structure, and then go. Now, Aussie doesn't have to come to the low to finish the structure, right? Aussie doesn't have to come to the low to finish the structure, but we would like it to come here and then go back up. We're looking for 1, 2, 3. Now, it is also likely that Aussie could come and break this low and then go back up. It could turn from here and go. Which one is going to happen? Let me put back this fib where it should be. It just moved a little. Which one is going to happen? Let's come here and look. Remember last week we said you may get this to go up a little more. Well, they did go up a little more, and they're going up a little more, and they're going up a little. I'm not interested in the buy. I'm interested in the sell if they break. When and where would I be interested in a buy on the Aussie? Aussie needs to go up like this, make a corrective structure like that, and then I'll be interested in the buy. Right? It can go up more, but I'm not buying into it. It has to change the structure before I see a buy setup. Right now, the structure that it has is showing me a sell setup, potential for a sell setup, which means I'm not selling it as well. I'm waiting for it to break. If it breaks, I will take this sell. Aussie is going down. Aussie is going down. These are the corrective structures. I think this is a corrective structure to go down. So far, that analysis has not changed. Can it change? Yes, but Aussie needs to do a number of things before I change the analysis into a buy analysis. Just breaking the trend lines means nothing. Right? If Aussie just break the trend line, that doesn't mean, not that it absolutely means nothing, but in terms of trading, it means nothing. In terms structurally, yes, that changes how we look at the structure, right? So in terms of trading, no, it doesn't mean anything to us. It can still break the structure and break the trend line and go down, right? The trend line is not something price has to respect. It's just an indicator for us to understand we're breaking it or not, right? See? So don't be too fixed with the trend line. Let's see if we get this sell setup. I'm expecting a sell setup here. And the reason I think this sell setup is looking good is because what's happening in yen. Yen looks like a short-term buy setup, right? So I think yen could come back to this level and maybe even go down back, right? We were expecting yen to tag this low. So if they come up here, they may go down back and then go up. right? We're expecting them to tag the low. So short-term yen up, short-term Aussie down. Let's see if we get that. New Zealand might be the only one that doesn't look short-term downside. It actually starts to look short-term upside, right? Short-term upside, this trade. That trade up, we're looking for that one. We got away. Let me just take off all of this so it doesn't confuse you guys. Take off this as well. So we've got a move down. We've got a pullback. We've got a move down. It looks like we're getting a pullback here. We're breaking the trend line, but remember I said breaking the trend line doesn't mean anything as yet. They have to give us a consolidation. So if they come back here and break this, it's a short-term sell. I am not interested in the sell on the New Zealand. I'm interested in the sell on the Aussie, right? If this one comes here and makes a flag here now, you get a buy setup. You can buy. This could happen anytime this week. If you get a flag setup there, you can look for a buy setup. I think New Zealand is looking more upside right now, right? But New Zealand as a trade itself is not very interested to me because it has very short-term trades. Upside or downside, they're both short terms, right? The bigger trade is on the New Zealand. The bigger trade is on the yen. The bigger trade is on the pound. The biggest of them that I'm looking for a sell setup is on the pound. So you guys may want to focus a lot on the pound because potentially that could be a very big trade, right? Can I please explain further analysis Aussie USD 1 hour chart? Can you keep the questions for the end of the room? I will look at them. It is forming a 3 or 5 wave. I doubt we have the same wave count. I'm not doubting that yours is correct. I'm just doubting that we have the same wave count. We definitely have different wave count. I don't see a 3 or 5 wave there. So our wave counts are different, and it doesn't matter that it doesn't mean that yours are correct or mine are correct, just that they're different, right? So let's see what happens here. Look for a pullback. If they pull back as a flag, we look for a buy. If they drop, you can take a sell. But if they're going to drop, better to sell the Aussie. Don't sell the New Zealand. Yen, I already showed you. There's a short-term trade here. This could happen today or tomorrow. A nice short-term trade, and then we were expecting one more down. I'm still expecting them to test the low, retest the low before they go back up. So let's see if we get that. CAD went up a little. We were expecting CAD to come back all the way to this top. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 here, and then come back here. Actually, they never did that. They started to go up. They pulled back. They started to go. We were in that trade. Pull back, took us out. Most of us got break even. Some of us even get a loss on it. No problem. And remember, we were in the sell. We closed the sell because we thought this was going to go here. And then come look for a sell from that point. And this one is going down some more. If you're in the sell, move your stops. A lot of you are supposed to be in the CAD sell. Remember that. If you're still in the sell, move your stops now, because there's a good chance that this will go back up. This one eventually is going to go back up, and how it goes back up is going to be important to us, right? It's a CAD sell. I know that. We took the challenge. All of you are supposed to be in it, right? So sometimes we get a little smart and we want to get the move from the top every time. And the chart doesn't give you that. Said, okay, that's it. We're not going up some more. And that's okay. Once you know the trade and you are not worried about the market and you're not scared about the market, that's okay, right? So what you're going to look for here, this one here now, is that it will make a correction. Now, 2 ways you look at a correction. One is you get a very small correction here. Then you can take one more trade down. If they make the deeper correction to this top, right? If they go to that top, let me put in a 4 hour that you can see. We're in a big sideways move here. See that? So if they come back to this top here, how this pattern go is important. Either it's going to break out or they will come back one more here and then break out. We're looking for a 1, 2, 3. We've got the 1. We wait for a 2. And if we get a 2 like this, we're expecting a 3. So the question would be, would this be a correction or would this be an impulse to the upside? Either is possible right now. The way the structure is looking, either is possible. So you don't have to know which one it's going to be. Just wait. If the move up becomes corrective, you have a nice sell setup. As it's going up right now, you want to look for a buy setup. So let's see if we have a buy setup in it. On the 1 hour, No, we don't have anything. But this is going down slowly, but you know this is how it's going. If it comes out here, make a flag, this is your trade. Break the structure, make a flag here, this is your first trade. And if it breaks this, this is your second trade. And if it goes very aggressive, you keep both of those trades. If it goes very slow, then you close the trades and you look for a sell setup. Right? I think I've made it as simple as possible. I can't make it that simple. I'll try to see if I can post those updates as somewhere in Facebook as we go, because Cat is also very interested. Cat potentially could go up some more. Swiss broke. It made a consolidation, not a big consolidation. I thought we'll have a bigger consolidation. I'm not in this trade as yet because this is an entry order for our traders who wanted to take it. They would have put an entry order there and be in the trade, right? And they would have to get it to break even by now because I don't like the trade. They can go, but I want them to pull back and give me a better entry at the top there. They didn't do that. This was an entry order during, I think we were trading somewhere and we're like, put an entry order there and see what happens, right? So if they put the entry order on this, it dropped, took them out. There was a nice trade. It took them in and they can keep that now. Put it to break even and leave it because eventually this will go back up. I think they will take some profit out of it, those who took it, and we would look for a sell from there. So for me, I'm waiting for the bigger trade. I'm waiting for them to pull back. Let them pull back to this level. You see this move down here, it has to pull back. And I will not get an entry here, but I'll get an entry here going down. This would be my entry. My risk to reward would be a much better trade. Now, can this go down some more? I think so. I'm not keen on that. I'll wait until they pull back. They always pull back. If you were chasing this little piece at the bottom here, you probably got a break-even trade. If you were chasing this one, you probably got 20 pips. But if you took this one here, you did well, right? So we'll wait for this to pull back and then take this trade and keep it for the bigger move down. Risk to reward, you get a better trade. Wait for it to pull back. Euro-Oz. Euro-Oz is about to tag the trend line here. I think this was a buy setup, right? Let me put this here. Yeah, we're looking to see whether this one will give us a sell setup here. By the way, that's a break-even trade. That was a small trade. I hope they get it. This piece breaking, coming back to this level, and then up back again, right? So that was a small trade in the trading room. You see, they come there. We were putting that to break even. We weren't taking the profit on it. So that's a break-even trade. That's something I can't explain why we do that here, right? Those are our strategies. So now we can look for a trade here. They made the correction, 1, 2, 3. We can look for this trade here. If this trade breaks out, you keep it. If they stop there, you move your stop and let them take you out for a small profit. Because they could do that. Put it in a 4-hour. Let's go to the 4-hour. Yep. We made this move up. We made a 1, 2, 3. We're making this move up. And we're looking for them to do this and then make a 1, 2, 3 somewhere here. Right? Somewhere there, we're looking for a correction before they continue up. We will be on top of the daily trend line where we expect it to go. Right? At the top of the daily trend line. So and that's the point. That is exactly. If you take 5 trades and 2 go your way, you make money. And the reason we are doing that, when you're taking long-term trades, you may not get the first trade to go. So you make 3 attempts at it, but those are good attempts that will give you break even if you're wrong. See? And if they go, if this trade had done what we wanted it to do, that wouldn't be a break even trade. That would be a trade that comes here and then start to go back up. Right? That would be a trade that will give you about like 10 to 1. So, but we're not discussing strategy here. So let's just go on. We're discussing direction where I think the chart is going to go. So if you take this trade here, I want you to be very careful because when they come to this level, these levels are important, not because of the trend line, but because of the pattern. So we had 1, 2, 3 here. We made a move down. I personally think they're going to break out. But at some point here, they will make a correction. Along the trend line, in the trend line, above the trend line, near the trend line, somewhere there's a correction coming. We also have some divergence in play. I think you can see that, right? So this trade here, if you take that, that's a short-term trade, because at any point they're going to start to make a deeper correction. And this is the one you want to wait for, because when that happens, you're going to have a big move to the upside, a really big move to the upside. So if you manage to get that trade, why you want to take this? If they break out, they'll consolidate above. You'll get enough pips here. You'll get a nice, good 2-to-1 risk to reward trade. Short-term trade, but you can take it, right? And if Aussie falls, it may even break a little higher above the trade, above the trend line. If Aussie falls, this thing will go. So this might be not a bad trade to look for, right? Let's go. Euro New Zealand. We broke the structure. We don't have a sell setup. Let me put this here. We're also expecting this to come back big time. You remember this here? We did make that 1, 2, 3 up. We did make that 1, 2, 3 up. We're expecting a bigger correction here. So if we get, all of them are looking for a bigger correction, right? So if we get a sell setup here, if I get a sell setup, we don't have it, but if we get a sell setup here, we'll take that trade. It's short term, it's slow because it's a consolidation, then up. This may turn out to be a 1, 2, 3, and then up. So if you're going to take these trades, you have to take them with care. You have to understand structure. You have to know where you're going to exit or move your stop into profit, because you don't get very long-term trades in a corrective structure. This would be a corrective structure. If you want to wait and trade with the trend, that is okay. The trend is to the upside, right? So if you want to wait, you can wait until this thing eventually makes a correction and then take the next trade to the upside. That's a bigger trade. That's a good risk to reward trade, right? So short term, this one, not very much. Those short-term trades you were getting to the upside, now you're going to wait for this. If we make a more of a corrective structure, not a flag, you will get a trade to the downside. Should you buy this one to the upside? If they come back in the trend here and they make a small flag, that will be a 1-hour flag. You can take this trade and take your profit. Don't keep the trade, take your profit. I don't think they're going to do that because the Aussie structure still looks very much downside. So I'm expecting them to make a spike to the upside and then pull back. The Aussie structure goes down, that may give a spike, but remember, Euro will be going down too. So in the Euro New Zealand, sorry, the New Zealand, I was looking at New Zealand, not Aussie. The New Zealand is looking a little more upside. So New Zealand may just correct here. Aussie falls, New Zealand correct, Euro New Zealand is going to stay here. It's going to stay in the correction. It wouldn't be going anywhere. Yep. Webinar will be on YouTube, so let's go. Euro Yen, nice short-term trade. If you took it, you want to get it to, you want to take some profit or get it to break even. They might not break the top. Daily, they broke out. They made a small correction, made a move up, and they're doing this. So I expect some more correction here before they go. This is pretty short in time. So if they make more correction here, they'll give us a very good trade to the upside. If this trade goes up higher, this trade goes up much higher here, it breaks the top, they're going to pull back. So if you're in this trade here, that very short trade, if you took that trade, you want to get at the break even, 1 hour. This trade, if you're taking that trade there, you got to get it to break even because they might not go very far, right? I'm actually expecting them to pull back, make one more move down, and then the upside. So if I get a setup for a sell, I'll take the trade. You can pull this and wait for them to break and then look for a sell setup. If this keeps going, it's not going to go far. So it will go very slow. Yen, dollar, yen is going up, but if the euro falls, if the euro goes down, this will just go very, very slow to the upside. Right? So let's see. But if you take the trade, that doesn't stop you from taking trade. You take the trade, and then when it goes, you move it to break even. Either it's a break even trade or you're lucky and they go. Right? So trades like these that don't have very clear potential to go, you try to get them for break even. So when you're wrong, you get a break even trade. And when you're right, your trade makes a lot of profit for you. See? Euro Chief, excuse me. Euro Chief, you're getting a buy setup here now. This could be a short-term buy setup. Take this off. If they break here, you could get a short-term buy setup. We were looking more for the downside, but we're going to get a correction here, seems like. Seems like this is going to give a move back to the top there. That's a short-term trade. And let's see how far they go. They may even want to go tag the top. I was looking for this to go down more. I'm still looking for the downside. So if this goes up here, I would look for this trade down. We're still looking for this trade to go down. So the up move now is just a correction for more downside, right? The up move is a correction for more downside. I do think we're going to get more downside here. EuroCAD, similar here. You can see the divergence. You have one smaller trade coming up here. Nice flag, by the way, short-term trade and then downside. Not a very long trade. You can take these trades. You just need to take profit immediately, right? Well, immediately means at your target, wherever you were going to target it. If I'll take that, I'll target the 270 of this move. I'll target somewhere here, somewhere in the middle here. And if they break through that, then I'll keep it for this and take profit there. If they don't break through, I'll take the trade off because it might not go far. So watch the 618 at the top there, that bigger 270. You can target that one. This is a nice trade. If it breaks out, you can get a nice small trade out of it very fast. Euro pound, we're still going up. Any surprise? Anybody surprised we're still going up? Come on, let's have some fun here. Anybody surprised we're still going up? Didn't you guys trade this pin bar to the downside? Nobody trade the pin bar to the downside? Come on, some one of you must have traded that pin bar or this pin bar to the downside. It's going up. It's still going to go up, right? It just wouldn't work. You can come back. You can go away, come back how much you want. Pin bars don't change. They don't work. Right? So watch this trade here. No problem. If you're out of the EJ, wait for this. Don't get in now. If you're out of it, don't get in the trade now. Wait for them to come here. When they break, they tend to make a flag here or a corrective structure for the next move up, something like this. So if you get another structure like that, you get a good one here. And I think the move to the upside is a good one. Right? Well done. Right? Well done. Some of my traders are in it too. So good one. We're expecting them to come here. We'll get a B wave there. We'll complete the C wave there. And then we'll continue to go down. From there, from somewhere at the top here, we'll get a downside. Let's see how high they go first. Right? The structure is what you look at. You don't look at the pin bars. Right? Don't trade pin bars. So you trade what you see in the structure, guys. It doesn't work. I keep telling you. Right? Trading View like you to see those. Let me don't even use the word there, right? They don't want you to see what works. They want you to see a pin bar sell setup. And the worst part about that is that some people say, hey, that's an amazing trade. I'm like, you don't like your account, right? You're not very friendly to your account. If you think that's a nice trade, you're not friendly to your account and you're going to lose it because it's not a nice trade. It never was. And we've been saying that from the very beginning. It never was. Do not trade pin bars. If you guys don't get over that, you're going to lose your account. Stop trading pin bars. Let's go. Pangos. Look for a sell setup. Remember last week we were looking for a sell setup, but what did I say to do? I said, wait until they make more consolidation. We're looking for a sell setup, right? We're expecting this to go down. If it goes back up, I would not be interested in the buy. I'm expecting it to go down. We're breaking this structure. Remember, this is pretty much like the pong, right? We were expecting this to go up and break the top. Now we're expecting this to come back down. This is trading. This is what you do, right? This is what you're doing. You watch it go up, and then you watch it come down. Because it goes up, it comes down, it goes up, it comes down, it goes up, it comes down. That is what it does all the time. It's up. Guess what? Don't miss the downside. What is the worst could happen to you in this trade? This thing makes an impulse to the downside like this and start to go back up. Right? That is the worst this thing could do to you. And if it does that, you will have enough pips here to get break even. Let me show you how much pips you're going to get. You're going to get anything like about 100 and something pips to get it to the break even trade if you're wrong. And if you're right, this thing comes all the way to the low here. This would be your trade. You don't think that's possible? Let me go back again so that you can think again. Look at this. You don't think that is possible? I guess many of you didn't think this one was possible, right? Many of you didn't think that one was possible. And that is the thing about trading. We're always emotional in the wrong side. When it's at the low, we want to sell. When it's at the top, we want to buy. And you need to do the opposite. When it's at the low, you need to buy. When it's at the top, you need to sell. How many times you've heard that? Everybody heard that. Hey, you have to buy at the low and sell at the high, right? But guess what? Here's your problem. How do you know where the high is and where the low is? That's traders' big problem. They have no idea where is high and where is low. They hear the saying and they like it, and they know it will work. They just don't know where the hell is the high and the low. That is the biggest problem. So what they do, they look at a pin bar and say, I think this is the high. No, that's not the high. That's a pin bar. That has nothing to do with structure, right? So what you need to do is look at the structure, and the structure is telling me we may have made a high already. We are looking for the downside. So if we get this sell with a very high probability, I will take that trade. If I lose the trade, I lose the trade, but most of the time you will win those trades because most of the time you're on the right side of the structure. That's what you need to do. So if this happens next week, I want to hear that every one of you, 277 of you in the room, is in that trade. If you want to take it in a demo, take it in a demo, but take that trade. And don't just take off the trade to 10 pips, or don't move your stop too tight and let it take you off immediately. Just demo it and learn something from it. Pang New Zealand. Okay, this one is starting to move already. See, we're expecting this to come down. We're expecting all the Pang pairs to look downside. Now, if Aussie is going to go down and New Zealand is going down, what will make this pair go down? Only one thing, the Pang. Exactly. So all of you focus on the Pang. Again, let me just repeat that. Focus on the Pang. You see what the Pang has? The Pang has a structure that will break. And when that thing breaks, it's going to go. Right? The Pang is climbing up. Yes, it's climbing up. But look at the structure. It's not climbing fast. It's actually telling us a story. It's saying there is no momentum to the upside. And if there's no momentum to the upside, momentum will come to the downside. If no one wants to buy, then everybody will be selling. So watch for it. If this starts to happen, you want the trade. If it starts to happen, you want to be in the trade. Let's see if it's going to happen. We don't know. We're not magicians. We're saying if this structure works, I will be in it. Can it go some more up? Definitely, it can crawl up slowly. We don't have a buy setup as yet. If this structure changes, then we get a buy setup. Right now, based on that structure, it's a sell setup. Pang Yen. Never thought it was going to go up. Remember how many trolls never thought this one was going to go up? Well, you start looking for downside. All of you should be in the sell, I think, right? Did we take the challenge and the sell in this one? I didn't think we took that challenge, but it was a sell. So we're still looking for a sell. Short term, this seems like it's want to go back up some more. If you look at this piece here in the short term and the 1 hour, you can see that you might get a nice 1 hour buy here. It looks like a 1 hour buy, maybe worth taking if you can handle the risk. It might not break out. You see this 1 hour buy, what happened to it? It actually becomes a wick and they go back down. Don't let that happen to you here. If you don't have the skill level to get the hell out of it, don't trade it. Wait for the sell setup. And when it breaks, you take the sell setup. This sell setup will change if they break through this structure, right? Then we will change the sell setup. Right now, that sell setup would be valid. Let me put on the, by the way, let me just pull this line and you can wait for it. Wait for them to go make a high first, then break. Don't, if they break now, don't sell it. Okay, let me explain this. I shouldn't have done that. If this thing comes down here now, don't sell it. Let them go make a high first and then come back and then sell it. Okay, if the high breaks through this, forget about the sell. wait, there will be a sell, but it's going to be a different structure. So I hope everybody gets that. That's a simple way of explaining to you without going into the details as to why. So you can get a short trade up, not interested because of what happened there, not interested in that one, but I'm interested in the sell. If they break the structure, that changes my view slightly, because I think then this wave will go here. We'll go a little higher and then come down. Then we may be interested in a buy. Right now, no, I don't see a buy setup. I think, oh, come on, take that off then. I think we may have ended it there, and we're looking for downside, because when this finish what it is doing, it is going to come down here. Now, okay, I see why all of this stuff is on here. Not supposed to be here. Sorry for that. My fault. I forget to take it off. We should have taken that off. We were doing that in our trading room. That should have been off. Sorry for that. Too much forecast there for you guys. Right? That's a lot of forecasting you're not supposed to have in here. But let's see. By the way, you've seen it, so I may as well show you. Well, this is what we think. This is one of the possibility of what we think this trade could do. Right? We're looking potentially, if they don't break the top and they come here, then we'll expect them to go there and then come back. But if they come here, they'll come right down, right? After currency pair C wave analysis and stock and indexes, then we will have like a long webinar. What we can do, if there's a lot of people interested in that, we can do 2 webinars, one Friday and one Monday. One with stocks and one for Forex. I'm pretty sure a lot of you would want that, right? So we can look at that possibility if you guys want. We'll put it to a vote at the end. If everybody stick around and we get enough people to do that, we'll do it, right? Punkad. Punkad also, all punk pairs, they're going down. So I mean, don't waste time with them. Look for sell setups. This one is making a flag here. Wait for it to break. Get in. At some point, they will make deeper corrections. So choose the right entry and keep a bigger stop, right? Right now, they're all looking downside. This one is not looking very aggressively downside. I don't like the Punkad so much. Of all of them, I like the Aussie, the Pong Aus, the Pong New Zealand. The Pong Yen is okay, but there's a chance they make that one more spike. Pong Swiss to the downside. This one is going already. Wait for a deeper pullback and then get in. Don't get in this one now because it's moving already. It's moved already. So what you need to do is wait for a pullback here and then take the trade from there. Right? Wait for this one to pull back. Aussie Yen. Aussie Yen coming up. There's a short-term buy setup. In our trading room, we looked at this. There's a buy setup. I think it's still valid. Put a stop here. I am not giving a trade call. I'm telling you what we did in our trading room. Put a stop here. Take a buy when it comes to the top. Move your stop. Move your stop somewhere here to break even, and let's see what happens. Because we're not quite clear whether this structure is going to come here and go down, or whether they're going to break out, because the structure is incomplete as it is. But if you ask me, I think they're actually going to go out of this. Right? Now, this may happen because of the yen. Remember, yen has a structure of buy setup. So for safety's sake, you may want to take the yen rather than the Aussie. This structure also has a potential of just doing this and then coming back down. Right? They have that potential. So the best thing to trade is the yen, not this one. New Zealand yen, same thing. We're getting a breakout here. If this makes a flag here, you can buy. You want a flag here. Let it make a flag and then buy. Don't buy it on the candle itself, right? No, we don't think Pong Aus is going to make another high. We don't think so. Structural, I think if it makes another high, you don't have to worry. You're not in the sell. The sell comes only if it breaks, right? If they go back, make another high, they can. If you mean another high breaking that top, I don't think so. But if you mean another high breaking this top, they're possible. They could do this and then go down. I'm not interested in the upside. It's possible, but I'm not interested in it. It's not a very big trade. It might not be very long and all of that. I'm more interested in the downside. The potential to the downside is big. So New Zealand, not wait for that flag. If you get a flag, you can buy. I would like them to come back all the way here. I like them to really make a bigger one like this, and then we'll trade it. On the CAD yen, Swiss yen, we don't trade. On the CAD yen, the same thing. It broke. It's going back up. Right? They broke the structure. They make almost double bottom, and they're going back up. And remember what I said? I think I was telling you guys when it started to go from here, potentially they can go up. They came. They're making another low. They're making a lower low here, and they're going back up now. So if this goes up, potentially we're looking for that upside. But I want them to break this structure first. They have to break the structure. You will not get that trade until next week, right? First, this hasn't broken the lowest yet. So I would like them to come back here and break the low and then go up. If they come back here, break this low and then go, any pullback here, any corrective structure will be a long-term trade for a couple months. So let's see if that happens. More downside is likely. I think they can go downside. We don't have a sell setup, right? It's going to be short-term down if they go down. If they break out now, we will track it to see if we get a buy setup on it. New Zealand CAD, there's a buy setup forming here. Let's take this off. I would like them to really break out of this structure. They're making an up move. See that? But they have to break out of this structure. They're in that structure at the bottom there. Let me just take this off. They're making a consolidation here. You can see that. I think this is easy to see. So I want them to break out and then look for that trade setup there. All right, the breakout of that consolidation will confirm the next move up. Aussie CAD, kind of just going sideways, right? So we're looking for a short-term trade setup here, or short-term sell. Oh, sorry, put this back here. If they break this one again, they'll give a short-term sell here. Maybe retest the low, and then we'll see where it goes from there. To the upside, if they start to go back up, you don't have a trade here. You'll have to wait for them to really go up, make corrections, and then go. We don't have a trade set up on this until maybe next week even. Aussie, New Zealand, they broke the top and came right back down, right? So what we do when they break the top is we said, wait for a flag and then buy. They didn't make anything. They just break the top and start to pull back. So that means that we're expecting a bigger structure, a bigger corrective structure. They did this previously. So for those of you who don't know, we'll show you. They made this structure previously here. Let me go to the 4 hour. So I want you to see this structure. They broke this, make a top, came right back down, and then now they're going up. So if you take this piece here and put it in here, you're getting the same thing, right? You're getting exactly the same thing. They broke this piece here, go up, now they're coming back. They'll tag this low here, and then they're gonna go right back up. Right? These structures repeat themselves. You just have to know them. So let's put this here. I think they're going to tag this low here, and then they're going to go right back up. Don't miss that trade. And possible that trade. Right? So this is looking upside. Don't miss the trade. First, they're going to come down to tag this low. Right? And then the upside. So let's go back to the 1 hour. This one will likely break this low, tag this low here, just like this previous one, tag the low, and then go back up. So they'll come here and then go back up. Look for a flag somewhere here to buy. Right? We will look at Aussie again, yes. XAG, upside. You're only supposed to buy this. No selling this as yet. We will change any sell if we see them do something else. Remember, we're in the buys. Even this pullback didn't do anything. We're still in the buys, right? So we'll keep our eyes on this. It's still upside for us. So far, the structure is still upside, right? Even if they consolidate here, I think they can come back and consolidate here and then go. This would be okay. We'll still be. We may even buy some more here if we see that, right? So it's still buy setup. XAU, it's still buy setup. Once they broke that structure, you can buy. It's very slow, so I am not trading this. Same here. This piece going up very slow. It may go up like this, right? Or if they pull back here, you get a good chance to buy more at the bottom here for the upside, right? But they can crawl their way up. I think long term, watch them to come retest that top and maybe even break it. Right, retest and break that top. So keep an eye on this one. Will they go retest the bigger low? When they hit that top, they'll tell us. When we break this top here, when we break that top, we will see whether this structure is going to come back down. Right? There's a potential for that, for this structure to break the top and come back down. So only when it breaks that top, then we would look for downside. Right now, we're expecting them to go break the top. It's not a long-term buy setup as yet. It's a short-term buy setup that could change into a long-term buy setup. But for now, we're going to go with the short-term trade and take it just like we're buying silver. It's also short-term trade, right? Can that change? Let's go. This trade is to break the stop. This trade, we were expecting this to come here like a 1, a 2, and a 3. At this point here, they'll talk to us, right? They can either go down or they can continue to go up. But this is our trade. Our trade is planned for that move. So far, we're doing well, right? We bought a lot of it, so we're actually doing very good in this so far. So let's see. I hope I showed you that very clear, right? Short term, it's upside. And I think some of you are in the buy silvers, right? Anybody here in the silver buy? I couldn't have been more specific about it the last time, right? Okay, some of you are listening to what I say, right? US oil, buy setup. Now, I'd say you would have probably taken profit. I would say if you take profit, you did well. You should take profit. I would not keep that trade over the weekend because there's a potential for this to come back down. So right now it's here. They may come to the trend line. If you're going to get a buy setup, it's getting dangerous to this level. Let me put it back to the daily so you can see. It's getting dangerous at this level now for the buys because they can come back down, right? They can go back down, they can go back down, and they can go back down. We will see what structure they're making there. We have no idea right now what they're doing, so we'll wait. The structure is in development and it's not clear. If you're taking any buy setup, you got to take your profit once you hit that trend line or move your stops, right? Move your stops or take profit because now it's coming, a little dangerous for downside. Same with this UK oil, same thing. If you take that, you got to watch it. Natural gas is in the middle of nowhere. It's in the middle of a big consolidation. You can actually see it. A move down, a move up, a move down. I was expecting them to go more lower and tag this low here. It's still potential they can do that. Tag this low and then go back up. You will see the three-wave structure. Let me show you. 1, 2, 3. If they do that, this will be perfect for a buy setup somewhere here. So do you want to buy here right now? I think no. That's not a good place. If they make a pullback like this, you take one trade up and take profit. Trade it one at a time until they break the top, right? Because they're likely could come back though. I'm expecting some more downside. All the Swiss pairs are nowhere. New Zealand Swiss, Aussie Swiss. We'll skip all of them. They're nowhere. Nothing to see there. S&P 500. Look at this, right? They made a move down. They made a move up, and they're trying to make a move down, but they didn't come. We expect them to tag the low there and then go back up. Now they're going back up without tagging the low, and that changes everything because if they go back up here without tagging the low, it's short-lived. They're just going to do this, do this, do this, and then you may expect this again. So once they break that up, look for sell setups. Start looking for sell setups. The buy, I'm not sure you want to be so aggressive. I doubt you want to take that buy when it happens. This is a short buy my traders could have taken this morning if they wanted. That is this one here. And when it gets to this top, move it to break even and see how far it goes. Right? That's a very short and risky trade. As they break this top, it becomes very, very dangerous. We're at an extreme level, right? Let me just pass this over to you guys. We're at an extreme level there, right? And these extreme levels, they start to turn. You start to see that curving pattern there, and then they drop. You start to see that doing this, and then probably like that, and then you see this drop. And the drop could be big. It might be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or they may just drop off. If you get the sell and it comes to the trend line and stop, move your stops, wait to see if they break or wait to see if they go back up. If they go back up, you get a good buy. Potentially, they could go back up, right? They could come to this trend line once more and then go back up for one more, giving you a 1, 3, 5 wave structure. Okay, 1 second, guys. Let me just take this thing off. Sorry about that. One of my baby's plaything just went wild and came on its own. I don't know why. Okay, so let's go. Nifty, for those who trade it, watch it. It's at an extreme level. Remember from last week, it didn't move very much. It's not going to move very much up. They're not moving very much up. They can go very slow, but you're expecting this trade down soon, right? You can see the divergence here. They're expecting that move to the downside. So watch it. Copper looks a little up, but not as yet. They could come here and come back down. They could come here and come back down, but then the big trade would be up. So we're just leaving it alone. We're leaving the copper alone until it breaks out, and then we're going to look for that big trade, right? Let's see. What else? DAX, for those of you who trade it, it's looking downside. Remember we said it's looking downside the last time? If you took the sell, you should be okay. The sell was at the top there. If you took that sell, you're okay. Watch this here. It looks like they can drop again, right? It looks like they can drop again. That is looking like a consolidation to drop again. So you may get another nice sell setup. Keep your eyes on it, right? What else, you guys? I think that's about it. Somebody wants sugar and wheat, and if we do all of that, we will take a very, very long time, right? And it's an hour already. So what we'll do is I'll take a pause here and I'll take some questions from you guys, and then we'll go. Let's go. Can you tell again, please, how to find the sell setup on the Pound USD? How to find the sell setup? Wait for it to break, wait for it to make a correction, and then look for a sell setup. Bitcoin, Euro again. Euro is going up right now, like I said, but you want to look for the shorter term. You want to look for the longer term trade to the downside. See, it's going up right now. You can't get into that trade right now because it's useless. And if it's going, don't chase the candles. You'll have to let them come back here and then they come back here. But if they keep doing that, eventually they're going to make this trade. That is the trade you want, right? Let's see. All the pairs we almost finished. Pound New Zealand, we finished that already. That's looking good. Bitcoin is on steroids, right? Here's what I will say to you. When they look like they're on steroids, if you're in profit, take profit. You don't want to be the last person to be taking profit on something like this, right? You definitely don't want to be the last person, or move your stop and hope that they respect it to take you out where you say you want to get out. Because if you look at this in the weekly, just here's how easy it is to do. You look at this, and what happened? It dropped everything back, right back to zero. When they do this, what they're going to do? Drop it back, right back to zero. Right back, and they will do it so fast that if you were not in profit, you're never going to be in profit. The idea is not to let you hold the profit. The idea is to get you to buy more. Push it, buy some more. Come on, this thing is going to go to heaven. Be more in it. What is this thing backed up by? Can anybody tell me what is this thing backed up by? What is it, like gold? Is this backed up by gold? Is this backed up by economy? What is backing it? Anybody want to tell me? If you know what's backing behind it, well, good for you. I don't know. It's like you're giving somebody your good money and they're giving you a promise. Hey, I wish I had created this stuff if I don't go to jail for doing it, but I wish I had created it because you're giving me your money and I'm giving you a promise, right? And the promise is backed by nothing. If you use a currency, it's backed by the economy, right? The government and the economy. What is this backed by? What is the support that it doesn't, if it collapses or not? It's backed by people promising you nothing. So those of you who are making money in it, I don't say you shouldn't make money. If you make money, you better take your profit. You don't want to be the last person out of this because you're going to lose every single thing you put in it. Backed by China? Does China promise to pay you if this crash? I don't remember the Chinese taking a chance of saying they're going to do that. No. You may say those countries are using it now, or a lot of companies are using it now, right? That does not mean if this thing crashes, one of those governments are going to pay you back. That's definitely not so. What is the support of it? Like if you have rubles, the Russian government, the economy of the Russian government is supporting the rubles, which means you know it's going to worth something because the country is worth something, right? What is this support? What is the support for this? When you buy it, when I give you, I don't know, $20,000 and you give me a couple of those coins, what is the support of that? You take my money, you want my money, right? The people selling you this, they want your money, right? They actually want your money. They literally want you to give them real money. They're saying real money is not good. Here's the deal behind this thing. Here's the myth behind it. Here's the catch behind this. They're saying to you that real money is not good. Actually, this is better. But when they're selling you this, what do you have to pay them for? What do you use to pay them to get this? Anybody wants to tell me what you pay for? You pay with real money, right? You're actually giving them something that is not good for them to give you something that they consider good in exchange, right? So the question is, are those people stupid? Literally, are they stupid? Why would they create something to take a chunk of nothing and give you good things? It's like, you know, you pay me diamond and I give you a piece of promise. It's just ask yourself questions. I mean, you could make money in it, but while you're making money, you need to make the money and get the hell out of there. Any Russians in here, you remember MMM? The Russians would know what I'm talking about. The Ponzi scheme MMM that promised you 50%. And actually it was going like this. If you had a chart of MMM, it was going just like this. People would come and said, hey, I bought yesterday, I'm 40% up. I doubled my money in 2 weeks. I doubled my money. And then it crashed. Everybody was left with zero, a very big zero. Everybody was left with one big zero. They lost everything because they believe that they can double their money in a day or two. So nothing wrong if you're in the buy. Hey, congratulations, take profit. Take your profit. I would say take your profit and run, because whoever is propping this up, they're really, really doing it well. Yep. Pong charts. Let's go. I'm waiting for this structure to break. Let me go into 1 hour. I'm waiting for this structure here to break. It needs to break downwards. If it's going up, and they're going up because they're in an uptrend, they're climbing up, pulling back, climbing up, pulling back, climbing up. If they keep doing that, I'm not worried about the trade. I'm worried about a break. So let's see if we get the break. So, okay, guys, this is a long webinar, too long. We talked too much of Bitcoin. Let me stop.